DC Multiverse Page Punchers.
G'day Super Friends, and welcome back to my channel and to my review of the Page Punchers Crisis on Infinite Earths Joker and the DC Multiverse classic Scarecrow and Hush Riddler action figures. All three of these figures come with a trading card. This is the Scarecrow's The Living Scarecrow Carnival of Criminals. Here's a little peekaroo at the Riddler's trading card. We can see that this is an image taken directly from Batman Hush. And here is the Joker's trading card. The issue that Joker comes with is Crisis on Infinite Earths number 9 from December 1985. Of course, each one of these characters comes with an action figure stand, and they all come with their own individual unique to the character accessories. Now let's take a look at them all individually, starting with the Joker. As we can see, the Joker looks quite a bit like that classic jacket and hat wearing version of the character that we all, at least those of us who are my age and older, should be used to seeing from the 70s and the 80s. This was a very, very classic look for the Clown Prince of Crime, and I really wish that they would bring this back a lot more often. As we can see clearly, this is, for the most part, a reuse of the classic Silver Age Joker, and you'll see that even more once we take his jacket off. Some differences being that the pants on the new one are striped, and the yellow is slightly different, and the green is very different, and his neckties have been actually painted black this time as opposed to purple. Another difference is that the flower on his jacket actually doesn't have the very center of it painted like the first Joker did. This one's actually got a yellow circle in the middle. And of course, the biggest difference for this Joker is the head sculpt. This one actually has a hat that is stuck right to the head, and you can actually see that the face is different. These two don't quite look the same. And mine is actually painted really nicely. Mine's nice and tidy. You got the hair popping out the side of the hat like that. And just in case you're wondering, the hat, in fact, does not come off. So what you see with the hat is what you get. He's just wearing it. Just for funsies, here are a few more Jokers to compare him to. We have Heath Ledger on the right, and we have the Arkham version of Joker over there on the left. And as you can see, this Joker figure came with a pretty cool looking revolver. It's not the same gun as found on the cover of Crisis on Infinite Earths number 9, but I think I'll take it. Good enough for me. Just in case you were wondering what this Joker figure looks like when you stick the previous Joker's head sculpt on here, maybe the hat is not your thing, but you like the figure, you like the colors, want to do a little swapperoo, that is what we get. And it doesn't look half bad either. Now to take off Joker's trench coat here, give you an idea of what the figure looks like when he's not wearing it. And as mentioned before, this is the exact same Joker body as the previous Joker. There really isn't any difference to the bodies that were used. They're decode different, that's all. And the trench coat is made out of the same material that they tend to make their capes out of. That fabric with, see the holes right there, the little dots? Not the ribbony stuff, the other stuff. And as far as articulation goes, well, this guy's going to get the same thing that the previous Joker using this body got. You know, heads on a bibble bobble, on a ball joint. It actually gets pretty good articulation. And then we have the arms, and they're actually pretty good as well in all regards. You know, all the way around. They've got double jointed elbows, bicep swivel. So that's the arms. The torso gets like pretty much nothing, which you would expect from a figure that has, you know, if you can't see the articulation points, then you're probably not going to get one. And then we have down here the McFarlane style groin, and you know, it's pretty abysmal for any kind of thigh cut, but we do have straight out, and we do have back a little bit, and they can splay out quite a bit. Just like I said, thigh cut, don't expect much if anything. We have double jointed knees, and we have the ankles, which are on a rounded hinge, and they pivot, they go up and down, and we have the toe articulation. So that has been the Joker figure, and now we move on to the Riddler figure, which those of you with a keen eye will recognize right away as being made on a previous Joker body, only this time the tuxedo, the suit, has been molded in green. This body buck has been used multiple times, so I'm assuming the only thing they had to do for this figure that would be classified as a newly sculpted detail, a newly sculpted part, would be the head, or the head, hair, and hat, to be more specific. Here he is in comparison to a few more Riddler figures. Yes, 2 of them have been customized, but you get the idea here looking at them. Here is the classic Riddler figure, the Silver Age, the one that a lot of us remember, only I popped a different head on the body just for funsies. And on the far right, we have the Arkham Riddler, only this one has, I forget whose head this is. I painted the hair red, I can't remember. And I took the actual hat from the Riddler and put it on top, but yeah, I don't remember whose head this is. Actually, I think it may have been Jay Garrick's. It may have been Jay Garrick's head sculpt. Either way, you get the point. Here he is with a bunch of Riddlers, and this one comes with a Riddler cane. A simple, basic, no-nonsense question mark Riddler cane. As previously mentioned, the only thing that is new to this guy that I can tell is the head sculpt. So the hair, the hat, and the face, the smirky, smug little grin. Yep, this is all brand new. So that's the only thing that I can see that you would classify as newly sculpted detail. Everything else we have seen before. This whole thing has been used in the past on Joker figures. It is nice that they decided to paint that question mark on the tie, though. That's a nice touch. As for his articulation, I'm not even gonna bother with it because, like the Joker, we've seen this so many times before, and we know it's gonna suck as far as the torso goes. You know, we all know what double-jointed knees and elbows do, so I don't really need to go through the articulation. So I will just jump to the next figure, which you will all recognize as the Scarecrow. And this guy looks great. This is a figure that I have been waiting for a long time. It took McFarlane, seems like forever, to do a basic, regular Scarecrow. You know, just a version of the character that we can kind of slot in for our classic, or maybe for our current contemporary. This is just the Scarecrow. And I'm really, really liking this figure. This is going to be one of my top McFarlane for the year, at least visually. He's got so much detail, so much texture. He's got a wash over him. I just think that he looks absolutely stupendous. He looks fantastic. I am loving this figure so much. The head sculpt is fantastic. That portrait looks great. Mine's painted pretty good for the most part. There is a spot inside of his eye up here which wasn't completely properly painted, but you don't really see it. It's not that big of a deal to me. This looks great, and there's so much texture. I mean, look at the texture of his collar piece. Just fantastic, and the hat looks great too. I really like this. They just done such a great job, and I'm going to really let you see the close-up textures and details of this figure. You know, just let you soak it in. They've painted the patches. They've just done a bang-up job on this guy. Let's get a look at him from behind, too. It just looks great. They really, really tried with this one. And as a DC fan, I am super, super appreciative. The Scarecrow came with a little handheld scythe, and he comes with a little tiny skull. And that's been done pretty good, too. I like that. That's a nice accessory. Here he is in comparison to some of my other Scarecrow figures. On the far left, and then the one next to the far left, we have 2 McFarlane versions. We have one from the Christian Bale Batman movies, and we have the Arkham version of Scarecrow, although mine has seen a huge upgrade in paint applications. And on the far right, we have the DC Direct Hush Scarecrow, which was my go-to Scarecrow for multiple years. So now, what do I think of all 3 of these Batman rogues, the Scarecrow, Joker, and the Riddler? Well, I think as far as the Scarecrow and the Riddler goes, we are long overdue for these versions of the figures, because you can just sub this Riddler in for your basic suit Riddler, and we had all kinds of versions of the Scarecrow until we got this one, so long overdue for these two, very happy to have them. And as far as Joker with the trench coat goes, I think that it's an upgrade in comparison to the previous classic Joker because I like this paint deco better. You got the stripes on the pants, you got the paint that goes all the way around his necktie like it didn't with the last one. The green is a little bit lighter in the shirt. It would have been kind of neat had they have gave us the original head as well, just as a pack-in for an interchangeable head. I mean, it was already made, you might as well just pop out a few more and throw them in the package. But overall, I find myself very, very satisfied with these three figures, and I was very stoked when I saw the news that they were going to be released. And I'm very glad I have them now. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching my video and hearing my rambling and views and opinions. It means a lot to me, and I will see you all with the next one. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.